Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. I just thought I'd create a quick video here to share with you a trade recap for a trade that I recently took on EURUSD. And this is one of my best trades because I held this for a swing trade using the 4 hourly time frame for a larger profit. And then I also scalped a few positions along the way, which gave me a total of 7R. So depending on what you choose to risk, I usually risk 1% per trade. This would have given me a 7% return. Now I say would have because for this trade I actually used a very small lot size in my funded account challenge with the 5%ers. But it doesn't take away from this beautiful trade. And as you can see here in my history, the trade that I'm referring to are these 3 different entries here on EURUSD. 1 larger win and 2 smaller wins. So first, I'll share with you the analysis that I carried out on the 4 hourly time frame. I took this trade on the 9th of September, so it was a while ago now. So I'm going to just go back in time and share with you what my thinking process was. So first of all, I identified most recent price action that it was in this uptrend. But when I actually zoomed out on the 4 hourly time frame, we've been in this downtrend. So what I was thinking was that this was a pullback to a recent pivot level of market structure, and that it might be an area where we're going to start to see some selling off, and that was what I was looking to get into for this move down to continue with this overall downtrend. Once I'd established which side I wanted to go, I needed to establish when was the best time to get into this trade because I didn't want to get in too early and I didn't want to miss the trade. So first of all, I just decided to look at the most recent swing levels in the market and basic market structure. So you can see that we're making a high here and a higher low, a higher high and a higher low. And then we made this high here. And then price seemed to consolidate around about this level here. Once we got this big bearish candle through the bottom here, that signaled that there was some strength coming into the downside. Now what I was interested in was seeing how this continued down and actually broke through this trend line, so we're starting to see a shift in behaviour here with price. And what I was interested in was if we came back up to retest this area, that's when I was looking to get in short. I set a sell limit around about this level here, and I was using a larger stop for this trade of around about 50 pips in order to make around about 150 pips. So this is my general idea for the trade for EURUSD using the 4 hourly time frame. I set this sell limit on the 8th of September and price consolidated a little bit before rising up and activating my sell order. When I saw these mirror bars here, there was nice confirmation that we'd gotten in and then the sellers immediately pushed price down. So I felt comfortable leaving that to do its thing. As you can see, price did break down lower and it came back up to retest my entry level, but it held it quite nicely, and then when it broke down below these lows here, that was when I started to feel really comfortable that price was starting to sell off as per my trade idea. Now at this level here on the 17th of September, we started to get a little push up, and this was when I decided to switch to the 1 hour time frame to see if I could perhaps scalp an extra position for this trade. So this is the exact same trade but just dropping onto the faster time frame, the 1 hour now. And just zooming in here, as you can see, we started to get this nice pullback, and once we had this very large bearish hourly candle here, I decided to set another entry around about this level here, so that if price continued to go down, as I was trusting that it was in line with my overall plan, that it would trigger me into this trade, and I was just looking to scalp a very small 2R win for this trade. And that was a really nice trade, just dropping straight down to my target there. So that was an extra trade that I took on the hour time frame. And I also had the opportunity a little bit later on to take an additional scalp on this trade. So I took another trade a few days later when price pulled back, so it was around about the 22nd of September. So at this point, as you can see, price had come very, very close to my target for the swing trade that I was still in for the far right time frame. But then we started to get another consolidation. So I was just using a trend line here just to mark roughly where we were consolidating in price, and I identified the high here where we had a wick rejection where price seemed to be holding. Now we had a wick rejection here, and then we had another one here, and then this red candle here. So we had a price candle going up and then a red mirror bar bearish candle coming down, and that was where I was quite interested in getting into this trade. So my position was just before this closing candle here. As we shot up, I decided to get in as price then started to reject that structure and come back down. So my entry was 1.1740. I was only using a very small stop of 15 pips, and again I was just looking for a 2-to-1 profit loss ratio, so risking 1 to make 2, just to try to scalp the move from this trade. So I set this order at the end of the day on the 22nd, and that night I checked the trade on my phone and I saw this candle, and at first I noticed that it had come to my stop, so I was like, oh, but then I noticed that it had gone to my target, so I was like, oh. So I decided to drop down onto the faster time frames here, and I ended up having to go to the 1 minute time frame because price was just so choppy that was the only time frame you can see what actually happened here. So from when I got in that afternoon, price had just been trending lower quite nicely, and then it came to around about 7 o'clock, and there must have been some sort of news that triggered a lot of volume, because as the candle opened, in that 1 minute period of time that candle opened, it had gone down to my take profit, and then it had also shot up, and it had come into this area here and then continued to go up. So it did go up to my stop, but more importantly, first of all, it went down to my take profit. So I was quite lucky for this trade to get that win. And then it was also that night that price ended up finishing off my take profit for the longer term hold that I had on the 4 hourly time frame. So as a result, I managed to really capture a lot out of this move. So I had the 3R from the swing trade, and then I had two 2Rs. So I ended up making 7R profit on this. I was really quite happy with this trade. Just using simple price action of trend lines, market structure, and the flow of price. I guess it just goes to show that when you get onto those really nice trades that seem to be working, that there's a lot of potential to get the most out of them, and that's what I'm going to try to do moving forwards on more trades. So I hope that you've enjoyed this video. I hope it's been helpful for you. If it has, or if you've got any questions, be sure to leave them below. And if you have enjoyed it, please share a like, because it helps me out with my channel, and don't forget to subscribe if you're not already part of the channel. Thank you for watching. Bye.